Greetings, one and all present here. I am Kovidha from Class 12 Science, here to present poetry analysis from the textbook English Elective Kaleidoscope. The poem that I am going to be talking about today is centered upon the universal emotion love. The poem is a lecture upon the shadow written by the poet John Donne. This poem is a metaphysical poem, and metaphysical poetry refers to that form of poetry that deals with the things that do not have a concrete shape. It means that it goes beyond the physical world of senses and explores the spiritual world. In this poem, the poet tells his beloved about love in a philosophical way. Both of them spend 3 hours of the day right from 9 a.m. in the morning. The poet conveys message for portraying intense emotions through conceit. Conceit is a metaphor that compares two different dissimilar things. And in this poem, the poet has chosen light and shadow. Moving on to the first stanza of the poem. The poet asks his beloved to stand still. That is, he wants his beloved to stand motionless and with carefree mindset in order to listen to the lecture on true love that he would be delivering to his beloved. He continues to refer to the 3 hours that he spent with his beloved. And these 3 hours are a reference to the initial stages that the poet and his beloved had spent in the stage of togetherness. The poet and his beloved had created 2 shadows of themselves while they were together. And these shadows symbolize their initial stages of love. But as the noon arrives, when the sun shines the brightest, the shadows are shortened and not evidently visible. Everything seems to be bright and clear with no trace of darkness. This noontime symbolizes that duration of their relationship where their love shines to its brightest peak. The lovers at this stage seem to be completely engrossed in their stage of deep love. The poet then says, "As the infant love continued to grow, so did their disguise and their shadows of different stages." Although the lovers feel that they have reached the zenith, that is the highest peak of their love, yet the love shown by them keeps growing constantly. According to John, love is a constant light that is always prone to overcome by the shadows. The poet then presents a condition that if their love continues to prosper, then they would together create new shadows of love with new meanings and new definitions. The poet says that the known shadows created by us will blind us. Here, he is trying to convey that the known shadows are not only symbolic of loss of physical charm, but also the persistence of care and feelings that the lovers have towards each other even after losing their physical charm. This means that love grows until its summit, which is associated to the noon, and then decreases over time following the movement of the sun. The poet then continues to say that as the lovers continue to walk, the new shadows decline westwardly. If the love between the lovers decline, just like the decline of the sun in the west, then he and his beloved will not remain true to each other. Hence, both the lovers will become oblivious to each other. In the final stanza, the poet says that there is an initial stage in the lives of the lovers which is symbolized by the morning shadows, and then there is love that goes through the duration of noon in which the love shines at its peak. Moreover, when they began to form shadows at noon, they began to lose their physical charm. But according to the poet, the love between the lovers shall continue to prosper if they are engrossed in the state of togetherness beyond physicality. However, the moment the lovers became indifferent and disloyal to each other, their love will go through decay and gradually come to an end. John says that if there's any decline in the light of this love, then there's end of the day of love. And then the lovers are compelled to go through the death of their love. The final lines reinforce this idea of growing love as full constant light and decay as night. This makes the lovers confront night, which is symbolic of darkness of love due to the death of their love. Thank you.